I got this really nice cover from an Etsy shop. I'll put a link in the description to show you where I got this cover from if you're interested. But I just wanted to get right into it and show you a flip through of what my current journal setup is. Here's my index. I basically looked at my old journal and tried to get most of the lists lists and collections that I typically use up in the front. One thing that I did decide to do with my current journals, I should say, is I have this one journal that's mainly for planning, mainly my calendar planning, and then I also have a few other journals that are more specific to certain activities that I'm participating in. And I realized that because I was putting a lot of lists in my journal for those activities, that my journal was getting used up very quickly, and I didn't like having to rewrite so much. So I decided to put all of my homeschooling activities and curriculum in a separate journal. I also decided to put all of my home management activities in a separate journal. Not so much the day-to-day tasks, but more so the overall budget of the household, the overall cleaning that we need to do. All of those things are in a separate journal now. I also have a separate journal for ongoing projects that I have, just a journal for projects and the lists of steps that I need to complete those projects, and that is basically a result of reading Getting Things Done. And I also have a journal for any YouTube ideas that I have. I'm going to be putting that in a separate journal. And the reason I did that, again, is because my main bullet journal was getting used up very quickly with all of the lists that I had. And I also felt like those particular things needed their own journal. You know, whether I want to see all of the projects that I'm working on at one time, or all of the schoolwork that I'm trying to accomplish, or all of the ideas that I have for YouTube, or all of the things that are related to the home management. I really just wanted all of those things in one place, and I didn't want to have to flip through a bunch of pages in my bullet journal in order to find those things. So I'm going to see how that works out for the next few months. I've actually been using this journal. I used this journal in May, and now it's June, and so we'll see how that goes. This next page here is a list of all of the things that I need to do when I'm preparing to have another journal. When this journal is complete, I'm going to go through this list when I have a new journal, a new book, a new composition book to work with. So that this is a list of all the things that I need to do, so that way I don't have to kind of rethink things. This page is just blank right now. I'm using it to kind of use up stamp ink. If I'm stamping in here and there's too much ink left over, I kind of use this page to clean off my my stamp. This page here is my year in view. This page is basically a page where I'm tracking my projects. So whenever I work on a particular project, I'm gonna put a little check here for when I actually complete something for those particular projects. And I've had some bleed through here on this other page, so I think I'm just going to use my pens and not my highlighters. Although I love my highlighters, I think I'll just use my pens to check things off as I do them, and that way it's, you know, less planner materials to carry. So these three spreads were basically project tracking spreads, and here in accordance with getting things done with GTD, I have a context here for all of my errands and for all of my phone calls. So here, sometimes I'll put a sticky note on here if it's a shopping list. I'll write down everything that I need to get, and then I'll just take my sticky note off of here. Or if there's things I want to buy on Amazon or eBay, I write them down on this page. And here I have all the phone calls I need to make. Here I have all the things that I need to do at the computer, and here I have all the things that I need to do in my home office. And here, this entire spread are things that I need to do around the house. And this right here was a schedule from a website on decluttering 15 minutes a day. I'm actually not going to do that anymore. I'm going to do, if you have watched any of my other videos, you probably know that I'm doing the KonMari method right now. So I'm going to use that, use the KonMari method to organize my house, to really declutter my house initially, and then maybe I'll go back to something where, there's like a 15-minute a day maintenance step. I was finding with this 15-minute a day challenge that I just couldn't really keep all the tasks to 15 minutes a day. There was just a lot of papers to purge and a lot of things to clean out. So I'm hoping that this would be more of a maintenance type project next year once I have the house decluttered and organized. This would be I feel like this would be a really great schedule to follow to maintain our home, to maintain the organization of the home, hopefully once it gets organized. So basically here I have, things that I want to work on in the house. Here I have like a monthly checklist of things that I want to stay on top of, whether it's cleaning or food or financial or personal. So basically I'll just go through this list throughout the month. Before, I used to have each of these tasks assigned to a specific day, but after getting things done, after reading Getting Things Done, I realized that that I want to just keep a list right now and check things off as I do them, and then it won't feel quite as overwhelming to have to do something every single day and feel like I'm falling behind when I don't get those things done. Here I have a context, basically an agenda for things that I need to talk to my husband about. Here's an agenda for things I want to talk to my teenage daughter about, and things that I want to do or talk to my youngest daughter on this spread. And here I have all the things that I want to read or review. Here I have all the things that I'm waiting for, like things that I'm waiting for in the mail to come. And here I have my Lister's Got a List challenge for May and my bullet journal challenge for May. I did very poorly. I didn't do the Lister's Got a List challenge at all. I didn't get enough time. I didn't make enough time, I guess, to do this challenge, although, it was very interesting and I wanted to do it. I'm hoping maybe once school is done, maybe in July, if this is still going on, I'll probably try it then. I've been doing the bullet journal challenge sporadically. If any of you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably know that, I'll just have days where I'll put up a whole bunch of posts because I'm not, getting to it every day. But, with all of these things, I think, it's meant to be fun. Like, I don't feel like any of us should be getting stressed out with any of these things. So when I have a day where I could just work on it, I really enjoy being able to take a bunch of pictures and post them on Instagram. Like, with all of these things, I really think we should be enjoying them and not allowing them to cause us any stress. And I can, I can say that these things have not been causing me stress. It's been really fun. So, as far as the Lister's Got a List, I didn't even get to it. So, but I'm hoping to get to it hopefully maybe in June or something, I'd like to do this Lister's Got a List challenge as well. And on this page, I have all my planner routines, what I should be doing daily, what I should be doing weekly and monthly. I haven't been keeping up with this page very well. I put all the checks. I checked off everything for, when I did the monthly review at the end of April, but I haven't checked things off for the monthly review for May. So I still need to do that. I'll probably put up a planner in use video where I kind of go through and fill out my journal. Here I have my monthly spread basically, and what I do with my flip out calendar is I flip it this way so that I can see my month and then the tasks that I have to accomplish that month, and I've spread it out in using that quadrant method that you guys probably have seen out there, where you have your urgency up here, and the urgency increases from right to left, and you have your importance over here, and your importance increases from bottom to top. So basically this quadrant right here is the quadrant that has the most important tasks. And I don't bother actually drawing lines on this, because I just figure, to write the tasks that I have to do that are most important and most urgent, and then here I write the tasks that are important but not urgent, and I start from the bottom to top for the tasks that are not important and not urgent here. So they kind of just as I write, they kind of get closer and closer. So if I need more space here, I can use that space and not worry about following any lines that are written on the planner or not. So I've been doing that, and I feel pretty good because I've gotten a lot of those tasks that are really important and urgent done. And some of these tasks that are important but not urgent, I've been getting done. And I've really just kind of not been looking at these tasks, which kind of, some of these tasks can probably move to important now, because some of them, are spending time with my kids or something like that. So in a way, these are becoming more important. So some of these might move up to the important but not urgent this coming month. And I have not worked on this spread for June either, so you'll probably see that in my planner in use video that's going to be coming up after this one. So again, this is basically my monthly spread, and I like that I can just flip this month in this way so I can see it, and then when I'm done looking at it that way, I can have my month over here and then my May tracking right here. So it was really nice. I like that I could do that, and I've eliminated that the traditional monthly spread for bullet journaling. I've eliminated that. I found that to be redundant, so I'm not doing that anymore. So on this monthly view, if you've watched my other videos, you know that in this column right here, I write down all of the tasks that I want to accomplish that month. And these tasks that are here are mainly the most important and most urgent tasks. I rewrite those here. And, anything else that kind of pops up, I might, write on here. And the girls' curriculum stages, like I put those in this column as well. And then throughout the month, I constantly have those tasks in view so that I can get those things done. Here I have my May tracking, and well, I guess I'll keep this open so you can see. This is the first week in May. The first week in May, I did not do any daily pages. I basically just left everything on here, and I wrote notes on the things that were taking place each day in this column over here. This is the way I decided to fill out my weekly layout for this week. And then in this column, I had just finished reading Getting Things Done, so I was putting all of my next actions in this column. And in this spread, this is the second week in May, I have the same thing going on with my next actions here. And I tried something a little different. I tried, instead of listing my days vertically, I decided to list them horizontally. And I thought it was kind of cool how this turned out. It kind of looked like, you know, a journal entry, so to speak. The whole week kind of looked like a journal entry because I'm kind of writing this way throughout the week. And I thought it was kind of cool. I might come back to this later. However, I did find this to be a little bit busy for my eyes. It was kind of hard to really tell where things were. I have my times here, as you can see. So when I was writing things, I tried to write it in accordance to what time it took place during the day throughout the week. So, you know, I thought it was kind of cool. Like, in the end, looking at it, it looks cool. During the process, though, it was a little bit hard to deal with for my eyes, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do this all the time. Here, these squares right here are basically tracking whether I was drinking water or not, and when I was changing my son's diaper. And if I did that every day, it probably would break up the days a little bit more, but I wasn't doing that every day, so it's kind of hard to tell the separation of days. I did even draw a line here, but it's still kind of hard to see the separation of days. So after doing it, you know, looking at it, it looks really cute, it looks pretty, but you know, during the process, it was just really hard to follow along with what was actually taking place during the day, which kind of defeats the purpose of the planner. So, so here I inserted a collection. I know on Instagram there was someone asking about that. Since these few days I wasn't using the daily page, it didn't really make a difference me putting a collection in between months. So I was able to put a couple of collections here. I have my monthly schedule here. I wanted to put the numbers next to it, the numbers of the month next to the schedule, so I can see what days I'm supposed to be doing things. I'm not necessarily keeping to that schedule anymore though, but I just wrote it down so I could kind of reference, okay, what day am I supposed to clean the microwave, or what day am I supposed to clean the dishwasher out, you know, and then so I can still kind of do things in a schedule, but not feel so bound by it. And then here I had like a diet that I was following for a little while. I had all the food that I was supposed to eat there, and it kind of follows along here. And here I had a list of the KonMari purge, and a list of a couch to 5K running schedule that I'm working on right now. And then it's back to the week. This is the third week in May, and I went back to the vertical layout for the days. And here I have my next actions, and I allowed my days to take up the whole rest of the spread, and then I would just take notes on what happened each day throughout the week. And then this is my fourth spread. Here again I have the days listed vertically, and I have my next actions here. But what I did before, I was actually putting, like, you know, housework and stuff inside of the next actions, but now I have all of my housework and meal planning type checklist on this side, and I feel like it's much easier to see what it is that I actually have to do with homeschooling and housework and YouTube videos and stuff if I just keep these lists separate. So that's that week. And in this week, I actually did decide to do some dailies. So here is where I have my actual week fold here, and that fold comes right after the weekly spread. So when I fold the paper, this fold becomes kind of like a tracker of what I did during the week. So I have space to write down what happened during the week at the bottom of this spread, but I also can write down what happened during the week on this fold as well. So here I have the days of the week listed out in accordance to these days. And then I have my Monday, and these times that are on the actual weekly spread can be used. I don't need to write that again, so I just write what I'm going to do down based on the times that I have listed on the weekly spread, which is great, so I don't have to write that again. And then, you know, here I have the things that I have to do. I have my routines here, and here I just have, you know, other notes that I wanted to take about the day, you know, about what my son was doing, what my daughters were doing. You know, we went to a church conference, and I had some notes. I started taking notes on the conference here. I thought it would be a great place to take notes, but I actually didn't get to take too many notes because I had to go to the nursery with my son. So, but you know, when my son gets a little older, you know, and I'm really able to sit in service more, this will be a great place to take notes whenever we're in church service. And then here, my actual Monday, I actually got to write down things that were happening during the day and how I felt about them. And I really like this better than what I was doing before, where I was just kind of checking off whether I did my routine or not. Here, I have my routine here, and I check off whether I did it or not on this page. And over here, it's more like a journal entry, you know, what actually happened, you know, maybe how I felt about some things that happened, or some notes about certain things that took place during the day. So I like, you know, combining planning and journaling in this manner here. So here's my Tuesday. And again, I have my routine here and the tasks that I really want to get done on this side. And this column is basically just for notes. And I did take a few more notes. We had like a 3-day church family conference. So here I actually took a few more notes. And then I took some notes about the kids here. And then my Tuesday, the things that happened throughout the day, I have written here on this fold. So if you remember from my previous video, whenever you fold this way, it's either for the actual week or for what happened actually during this day. So here I have what actually happened during this week, and on this fold out I have what actually happened during Monday, what actually happened during Tuesday. So now it's more like a journal entry than check boxes and sporadic notes. Here's my Wednesday, and I should mention here that here I actually didn't write anything down. I didn't write any notes down on this particular day, but on Thursday I was taking notes on a webinar that I was listening to. I was taking some notes, and since I didn't write anything this day, I just decided to go back and use up this space rather than going forward and using up a blank page. So I thought that worked out nicely for, you know, those days where I'm not writing as much. I just went back and used some of the pages that didn't have that much on it. That's an idea for you guys if you want. If you want to take up more space in your planner, but you kind of feel bad that, you know, your daily pages aren't really filling out very much, you can kind of go back and put some collections in there, or put some notes in the pages that you didn't write a lot on. So that way you're still using your planner without feeling like you have to have everything scrunched up into, you know, one place. So that's that. That was Wednesday. This is Thursday. And, you know, throughout the week I kind of start getting a little bit less disciplined about getting into my planner. Mondays are always, you know, like butter. Like I'm in it, I'm ready, you know, not always, I shouldn't say always, but Mondays are frequently days where it's like, okay, I'm going to get in my planner. And then as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, it kind of wanes off a little bit. So on Thursday was the last day that I planned. And then I have the last week of I have the last week of May in here. And on this week, I only did an extra daily for Saturday, which I really didn't even need to do. I think I was just kind of like, oh, I want to go back to my dailies on Friday, and I planned for Saturday, but I didn't really have that much to do on Saturday. So this is one of those days where I might come back and put some extra notes here, so that since I didn't use that much space planning anything out on this page. So, you know, this could be used for a collection, it could be used for taking notes on something, and then you can just go back into your index and write down what page you did that collection or notes on. And you don't really necessarily have to feel like it has to be the next, you don't have to feel like it has to be the next spread that you put your collection on, if that makes sense. So that's that. That's all of May. You see this last week here, I continued with the next actions here. I, was writing a bunch of notes here for things that I needed to remember. And, here I have my home tasks that I want to get done that I wanted separate from other tasks that I was doing. So that's all of May. And I'll give you a little peek at my June calendar. Here I have not filled out my June tasks. I still need to do that. But I did put in my flip out month. And this time what I did was print this out on, I printed this out from the computer. I made a template. I kind of took into account how big these squares were and made how big the grids are, the graph paper squares are. And I made the calendar based off of that grid. So I have my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday here, and the calendar dates are basically the same size as they would be if I had drawn it out on graph paper. So I really like that I can just print this out now and that I don't need to actually draw it out. And here's, oh, this is actually the second. Oh, this is the first week. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the first week in June. And I had a little accident there. I don't know if you could see that. I spilled some water on my planner. I was a little bummed about that, but it's not that big a deal. I guess it gives my planner some character. And here are some hydrate stamps that I decided to use. Unfortunately, they bled through. I was using archival ink, and they did bleed or ghost through on the next page. But I decided what I'll do is I'll just use these as my hydrate stamps for this week and go ahead and fill those in since I can see them. I might as well use them. The only one that's kind of out of place is this one because this is where my Monday starts. So this one's a little bit out of place. This was my Sunday from the previous day. So maybe what I could do is just stamp Thursday, Friday, Saturday, not stamp Sunday, and then on this page it'll just come out Monday. Actually, I don't know. It depends on whether I do any dailies or not. And I've kind of been leaning away from doing dailies lately. But that would work, I guess, if I only did weeklies in this bullet journal. But of course, I don't want to just do one thing. The beauty of the bullet journal is that you can, compress it or expand it based on, how busy you are, based on how much you want to plan. So I love that about the bullet journal. It's like, I'm not wasting any paper. I'm not wasting, like when you buy a calendar from the store and you have months go by without planning, you look at the calendar, you're like, this is useless. Sometimes I did go back and write notes on those pages that I didn't use. But like seeing the dates, actually seeing the dates really made me feel like I wasted the planner, Whereas with this, like I could go through blank page. You know, if I don't do any more planning until August or September, I can just start on this page brand new. Here's my September. And I think I really enjoy that about bullet journaling, and I'm still doing it. It's just a matter of really getting into it every day, and especially with my tracking and my project tracking, I really need to get into it every day. But you know, you know how it is with family and kids, and having guests over. My brother actually came to visit us last week, so I wasn't really planning as much as I wanted to. But you know, I really feel good about how the bullet journal is working for me right now. And now that I am printing out my month, I think it's going to make at least that aspect of preparing my journal a little bit easier. So stay tuned for my next video, where I will kind of catch myself up here, write in my tasks for June, and fill in, you know, some of the things that I've done for this week. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.